For Air Force Chief Master Sergeant Carlos Francisco Damian, it all started here, San Francisco, California. It was here Damian found his inspiration to join the United States Air Force.
I've always wanted to serve in some capacity. My father was a police officer, and I was raised by my mother and my stepfather, and they're all hardworking individuals.
Chief Damian's motivation to join the military was deeply rooted in his family, particularly his grandfather.
My grandfather was from the Philippines and from Guam. My grandmother was from Guam. And they had 11 children. My dad's the second youngest of 11. And my grandfather joined the United States Navy.
The Navy granted Damian's grandfather many opportunities, including citizenship.
We'd go fishing, and he would just tell these stories about his life and what the United States of America meant to him, and what service meant to him.
The stories shared during peaceful moments of fishing at Mare Island ignited a spark that would drive him toward a career of service. Deciding between branches of the military, it was an aerial experience that would solidify his choice.
I had a friend that his dad was in the Air Force because I was thinking about joining the Navy, just like most young folks. I'm thinking about the Navy, I'm thinking about the Marine Corps, I'm thinking about the United States Army. I went to an air show at Travis, so I believe that those are very big motivators. I saw the Thunderbirds, I walked through a C-5, and a few years later, I would be out there working flight lines, similar to the flight line in Travis. So,
26 years later, Damian has been able to visit all 7 continents and has received numerous awards and recognitions. However, as rewarding of a career as it's been, Damian says there have been some challenges along the way. What kept him in the Air Force was a profound demonstration of support during a critical time.
My eldest son was born, and he was just about 3 pounds. And my mother didn't make a lot of money. My family couldn't get up there when he was born, and there was a medical issue. My wife at the time was going through the significant medical issue, so my son had to come out 7 weeks early. It was my Air Force family that helped me at one of the hardest times in my life. Struggling, she was inundated with having to stay in a dark room. She was sleeping most of the time. She couldn't see the baby. It was just me and me in a neonatal intensive care unit with a 3-pound baby, a first-time father. And it was my Air Force family that knew that I was struggling at that neonatal intensive care unit for almost 9 weeks, was there for me. But that's one of the biggest impacts early on in my career.
In retrospect, the turning point in Chief Damian's life came during an air show where the thunder of America's air power resonated with him. The strong bond with his grandfather leaving a lasting impression, but staying in the Air Force has been a compilation of experiences. His Air Force family rallied around him and his newborn child in a moment of desperate need, revealing a bond that goes beyond duty.
I stayed in the Air Force because I believe wholeheartedly in what we do for our nation. That is not lip service. I believe that the men and women of the Department of the Air Force, that means the Air Force proper and the United States Space Force, I believe that we are just in the things that we do. And I want to be a part of this organization. I want to be a part of the United States Air Force. I'm not ready just yet, and I will don my Air Force retired hat with maybe a couple of pins, maybe a couple stickers on my car, maybe the conversations. I'm ready for those stories as a retiree as well, but not yet.